Hey everyone, Tayland back here again with another tea video. We are finishing off the White 2 Tea February subscription box. This is the last one. It is Rougui number 26. Probably pronouncing that wrong, but feel free to correct me in the comments. So, per the site, it's an oolong tea from Fujian province, China. The name Rougui literally translates as cinnamon, one of the most popular varieties of Yansha rock oolong. Every year, they choose one or two based on that best represent what they love about Rougui. Layered depth and complexity from the outset, the aromatics from the lid to the empty cup to the leaves themselves. Each express a unique role in a cast of characters. The flavors are reminiscent of spice and sandalwood with a lingering mineral sweetness that lives in the throat long after the tea is gone. So on the website, it goes for $22 for 25 grams of tea, so quite a pricey pick, especially in comparison to the other rock oolongs this month. I will link this below, of course. And then, per the note, Rougui number 26, cinnamon, scorched nutmeg, baked apples, and one of two Rougui varietals they selected this year. The other will be on the website. They couldn't afford to wedge them both into the club. So, as always, we will start with a 212 Fahrenheit or 100 degrees Celsius wash. It will be basically as quick as I can possibly make it. And this wash, according to this white 2 tea note I received, and following along with all the other rock oolongs this month, will be set aside and allowed to cool so that I might taste it at the end once all the leaves are spent, as kind of a compare and contrast, something I can taste at the end of the journey to see where I was. Just kind of something fun to do, as well as the taste does change as it cools, and the tea itself will thicken quite a bit because those tea oils. So we'll just set that aside for now, and we'll get a quick scent profile on the lid and the leaves. So on the lid, I'm getting a very strong roasted note, and a little bit of a background sweetness, but very, very strong roasted note on the lid. Let's smell the leaves. Same thing, very, very roasty smelling. A little bit of that background sweetness and a little bit of that minerality peeking through, that astringent minerality, but definitely mostly just a very strong roasted note on the smell. We are going to go straight in with that first steep. This will be a 15-second steep. All right. So as always with all these rock oolongs, very dark color straight off the bat. Even the wash was basically instantly dark. Oop. Big leaf got in there. Oh well, I'll leave it for a sec. Other than that big leaf that I accidentally got in there, very nice clarity. Very, very clear. On the camera, as always, it's a little lighter. In person, it's a little darker. I'd say a very dark amber. No real dust, no dirt, no debris. It's looking real nice. Let's get another smell profile on that lid. Still the same, still that strong roastiness, mellow sweetness, a little bit of astringency poking through with a little bit of that minerality. Let's smell the leaves. The roastiness on the leaves has calmed down a bit, but still quite powerful. Still the same as what I just mentioned on the lid. No changes. So I'm going to let the... Alright, we are going to give this a taste real quick. Very mellow flavor. Um, Honestly, I'm not getting a whole lot. I get that roastiness. They mentioned sandalwood. I think that's a apt descriptor. And then like a sweetness on the back of the throat. That's all I'm getting at the moment. Moderate body, not like super full bodied, but not light either. Um, there is kind of like a general sandalwood and like a spice filling the mouth. I wouldn't say cinnamon or maybe burnt nutmeg was an apt descriptor. I can't say I've ever had burnt nutmeg, so couldn't tell you, but I will say very different than all the other teas up to this point. But mainly for the forward note, the strongest note I'm getting is just that really strong roastiness. Otherwise, it tastes like just a really well roasted oolong. Let me finish this off, and I'll roast up that second steep. Second steep. Yeah, so far this one is seemingly quite different than the other rock teas, I will say. So far they've all had quite a bit of a cannabinoid vibe to them, or a very mineral-rich vibe with maybe some floral notes. Let's get another smell profile. Lid is still really just roasty is all I smell. The leaves look nice, very whole, very uniform. Not too many broken bits like the previous one. Still a little, but that's pretty normal for oolong, I think. Alright, the roastiness has calmed down quite a bit on the leaves. Now I'm getting that forward minerality and that astringency in the smell. Not really getting much astringency in the taste. Not too much of a mouth drying effect either, so that's pretty nice. Once again, still great clarity. You can kind of see a little bit of oils floating on top. It's kind of hard to see on camera, I think, but there's a little, not too much. Not like all the others, especially that stone milk that had like just a massive layer of oil in it. But yeah, not cloudy, great color, great clarity, not muddy looking, not opaque. Yeah, it looks real good, and the leaves look great as well. Alright, we're going to taste some of the second steep. Well, definitely no cannabis taste like a lot of the previous ones. Very roasted, and there is kind of some kind of very mellow background spice note. I don't get any of that baked apple they mentioned. But scorched nutmeg might be apt. I don't really get any cinnamon, but there is some kind of just reminiscent spice that this reminds me of. It kind of like fills the mouth. It's very mellow, very mild. And it has become quite mouth drying. My throat's dry too now. It's like a burnt, not necessarily burnt, but like roasted scorched spice. They mentioned scorched nutmeg, so that's pretty good. So definitely very roasted tasting forward. Very mellow background sweetness. This tea has given me cotton mouth. Yeah, very different. I don't know if it's necessarily my thing. I think out of all these teas so far, I really like that stone milk the most, and I did enjoy that winter Daphne a lot as well. I think other than that, I don't think these rock teas are necessarily my thing. I know a lot of people are into them. Very popular tea in the world right now for Chinese teas in general. So they are going at a very high premium. This Rougui #26, I think, was the most expensive of the whole bunch from this month's teas. Yeah, just not really for me. Very drying, whole lot of roasted notes. Not a ton of sweetness. Very savory. In fact, it's definitely a lot of minerality for sure. Rock tea, it makes sense. Then that mouth drying effect, and there is kind of like a lingering spice that fills the mouth. Yeah, but I'll be right back with that wash once I'm done with these leaves. Alright, we have drank through all the leaves. Here is the last of the 5th steep, just so you can see how light it is, especially compared to the wash. Here are the leaves, just to give you a visual. And we will try the wash. It's definitely thickened up quite a bit. Flavor hasn't changed much, honestly. Basically, the whole way through, I've gotten very strong roasty notes. Not a ton of tea sweetness. Quite a bit of minerality, and it is very drying. Ironically, the one that tastes the least like weed out of all these teas has given me cottonmouth, basically. I think around the 3rd and 4th steep, I started to get kind of a little more spice poking through, and then the 5th steep, it just became very watery. Yeah, not gonna lie, can't say I'm a big fan of this one. Doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, just maybe not to my taste. Maybe others out there enjoy it. Glad I got a sample, glad I got to try it. Definitely a learning experience. But yeah, definitely not for me. But if you've had it, let me know what you think. Maybe you're interested in trying it. It's definitely quite pricey, but it's definitely always interesting to learn and try new varietals and new teas. But thanks for watching. It's been Tayland, the end of the February 2025 White 2 tea box. Leave a like if you liked it. Subscribe for more tea content. Leave a comment if you have anything to say. See you.